Hi, welcome to the National Queen Stories online news saying hi from the Hyatt hotels all around the world. I'm Robin Stienberg. Welcome to my show again. And today we have a special guest with me, and her name is Miss Astrid Dahl from Astrid Dahl Studio Gallery, and she will be talking about her work that's going to be showcasing over at the Grand Hyatt Hong Kong. And please join me right now. And Miss Astrid Dahl, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
It's a very informal online show, as you know. And tell us, about your exciting, work that's going to be showcasing at the Grand Hyatt Hong Kong.
Well, I've actually painted a complete new collection for this show, and I'm really excited about it because I've changed my approach to the landscape, and it's more abstracted, and I'm bringing in some new color schemes that I wouldn't normally use
Wow.
in my other works. So it's a complete new look at the landscape, and I'm also bringing in the yin and the yang of landscape.
Wow. So
Yes.
you believe in feng shui?
Yes, I do.
Right. And what's your passion behind feng shui? I mean, how long has it been going on for you?
Well, I think ever since I did a collection of star signs. I had an exhibition in Hong Kong back in the 80s, 81 I think it was, at the Art Centre. A guy called Harvey Bean brought a whole lot of Australian artists there, and we had a show. And my collection was based on the horoscopes, the Asian horoscopes and the Western horoscopes. And I started researching it then, and it sort of took me in a journey of, yin and yang and Zen and all the Asian sort of approaches to landscape. So it's been with me in my subconscious all that time.
Amazing. And now, folks, if you are traveling to Singapore and making a stop, please do visit her gallery. It's known as Astrid Dahl Studio Gallery here in Singapore, and it's located at 20 Lorong Tiolok, unit number 03-01 at Book Key. And you can also look up at their website at www.astriddahl.com. And Miss Astrid, what actually inspired you to be, one of the painters, of our time today? And what's your theme for your work in Hong Kong?
Well, my theme is all about how important the landscape is to our very existence, to our survival. I'm a great patron of saving the environment, and I see the feminine in the landscape and the feminine forces, which is represented in a goddess form. So I incorporate a goddess form, which I did for my master's a few years ago. I came up with the idea of putting together all the different types of goddesses over the millennia, and came up with my own shape. So I used that mixed up with a contemporary look at landscape.
Wow, amazing. And how did you lend yourself at the Grand Hyatt Hong Kong to showcase your work? And that's pretty quite a feat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I've always wanted to go back to Asia. I mean, Asia is in my blood, I think. My mother was half Thai.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
and I was born in Thailand, and I actually came to Singapore and went to Raffles Girls' School here when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
So it's Asia and I are great friends, and so I bring that into my work. When I'm in Australia, the Australians say, "Oh, your work is so Asian," and when I'm in Asia, some people say, "Your work is so Australian." So I'm sort of bridging the two countries or the two ways of looking at the landscape. But anyway, in Hong Kong, I think I've been there 3 or 4 times before with various shows and things. But it's like, coming to another Asian country, which I love.
Yeah. And so, do you have plans to showcase your work at the Grand Hyatt Singapore one day?
Well, I am there. I'm going to be there on the 4th to the 7th at the Asian Contemporary Art Show.
Are you talking about Hong Kong or Singapore?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. But how about Singapore?
Singapore. Well, I'm open to it.
Okay. But in Hong Kong, what are the dates like?
The 4th to the 7th.
See,
Yes.
4th to the 7th of October.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
in Hong Kong at the Grand Hyatt, Hong Kong, and exhibition. And please, and also Astrid, one more thing, what was your inspiration behind in your life's work, to become to become a painter? Is it because you were inspired through your mentor, or was it because of life experience?
Well, I think there's no one inspiration. The time that I realized that I wanted to be an artist, I was 12 years old and I had the measles, and I lay in bed and I was bored out of my brain, and my mother said, "Look, here's some paper and pencil, and here's a Thai book. You do something." So I started to copy some of the Thai images of dancing girls and things like that, and I went, "Oh, I did quite a good job here." And Mum said, "Oh, that's pretty good." So I said to her, "Mum, I want to be an artist." And she goes, "No, don't be silly, You can't earn your money being an artist." And so she spent the rest of her life trying to make me into something else. So,
Really?
Yes.
What did you major then?
Well, first of all, she was a stenographer, and she was a private secretary to Underwood, which was quite a big deal then. It was like a big computer firm these days. So she wanted me to be a private secretary, and I hated it. So I made so many mistakes on the typewriter. I was just hopeless. But then, when I was about 16, I took myself off to art school without telling her. And I showed the guy some of my work, and he says, "Okay, you can start at the beginning of term." So I went back home and I said, "Mum, I've thrown my job in and I'm going to be an art student." And she threw her hands up in horror and said, "Oh no, how are you going to support yourself?" I said, "Don't worry, I'm going to take part-time jobs." So I did. I put myself through art school, working as a waitress, as looking after children and all sorts of things. So
amazing. And, I tell you, so you did. So now another question will be, and for the women around the world, some of them, are trying to find hope to aspire to be where you are today, And what is your secret of doing what you want to do?
Yes.
Could you give 3 points on that?
Well, I think perseverance.
Really?
Yes.
Amazing.
My tutor said to me at art school, he said, "Astrid, take note. To be an artist, a true artist, it's 5% talent and 95% blood, sweat, and tears."
Wow.
And that is what it is. You just have to keep that goal in mind, keep pushing yourself forward, keep saying to yourself, the next painting is going to be perfect. The next painting is going to be my masterpiece. And that's how I live my life.
And how did you overcome all the odds, the pain and the sweat?
Yes.
I mean, how did you do that?
Well, by just being tenacious and not letting go of my dream. I've had all sorts of obstacles to overcome. I've had failed marriages, and I had to be the single parent and work full time for 30 years and painted at night till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then get up and go to work.
Wow.
So I've had 30 solo exhibitions in my life.
Wow.
And so,
But you're still open for love. I can guess that. I'm sure that will come a long way.
To love.
Come on, there's always a second chance, I believe, right?
Third chance.
Perseverance. That's right. Yeah, just like what's that? This guy, Mr. Big in Sex and the City. He was married 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah,
probably. Well, I'm optimistic about everything, but I don't know about love.
You never know.
You know what? Love is my canvas, and home is where the easel is, where my canvas rests on. So wherever I am in the world, it's my easel, is my home, and the canvas is my love.
Now, I also heard that you are going to try to collaborate with a very well-known sculptor from Pakistan
Yes.
for next year's exhibition. Is that correct, or this year? I'm sorry.
No, it's at the Affordable Art Fair.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be in the Affordable Art Fair in Singapore
Okay.
with a well-known Pakistani sculptor, and some of his works are behind me now that you can see, and he's going to show in my in my cubicle at the show.
Great. I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to it. In fact, please come by to Singapore if you do have time, sometime in November. Is that correct?
November, yes.
That's right.
The 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th of November.
At the Affordable Art Fair, that's what it's called. At the same time, if you're here in Southeast Asia and you're going to stop by Singapore and able to drop by in Hong Kong, please come by at the Grand Hyatt Hong Kong to see her works. Astrid Dahl's studio gallery. And once again, really it's been encouraging to have her on my show. Miss Astrid, is there one last quote that you live by? Probably your mentor or your parents have imparted to you that has shaped history, to be who you are today.
Okay, well, I took a long time to learn this, but it took a big fall just recently in my emotional life. The last time that I was in love, it ended, and I thought, gosh, how am I going to pull myself out of this? It really took the stuffing out of me. So I went to my friend who's a counselor, and she's also a spiritual counselor, and she said something to me which just completely flipped me and made me joyous. She said, Astrid, we're put on this earth to find the joy in life. And that is my code now. So everywhere I go, I look for the joy and the goodness and the optimism. And then it feeds into your personality, into your heart, and into my art.
And speaking of joy and art, thank you for joining me here at the National Critics' Choice Center Hyatt. And thank you for being with us, with Miss Astrid Dahl from Astrid Dahl Studio Gallery. Please do visit her website at www.astriddahl.com, and the spelling is ASTRIDDAHL.com for those who missed it. And I'm Robin Steinberg, and please don't forget that there is hope even for women who are single mothers, divorced, or even you're thinking about getting married again and have a renewal vows. You know what? Live with joy. Don't give up hope. There's always hope in the tunnel. And I'm Robin Steinberg. Have a good week ahead.